Hello everybody and welcome to this special podcast style video here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. In January we will be celebrating the official 5th anniversary of the game of Golf Clash, which of course we all know and love playing such a lot. Before I tell you some more, please do hit thumbs up on the video and make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. Over the last 12 months I've had the pleasure to talk with several different people, streamers and well-known content creators and players in the game, and I've been chatting to them on various things, but also been asking a couple of questions of each of them as well, and that's what we're going to have a look at here. We have a wide variety of guests here. We have Golf Clash Tommy coming up, we have Fenzl, we have RJ, loads of different content creators, and I've been asking them all how they discovered the game of Golf Clash, and also when did they first start playing the game. Have a listen, see what answers they gave me. Very, very interesting indeed. Finally, please do leave me some comments. I'm going to ask you those questions as well. How did you find out about Golf Clash and when did you start playing the game? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I hope you enjoy this podcast special video here on the channel.
Well, I'm Ian Ballinger. I'm from Birmingham. I live in Exeter. Been playing the game a long time, since 2 months after it was out, so over 4 years now. That's a long time. I've been streaming the game for over 2 years. It's an amazing thing. I love it. Absolutely love the game. The community. I've never been involved in the gaming community before. It's absolutely remarkable for me to see the power of a collective people who come together with a love of one thing, and then, you know, it just turns into real life, and the friends that have been made. It's a wonderful place. I mean, I love this game. I can't fully describe the impact it's had on my life, but it's a great place. And yeah, I've been here a long time. OG,
proper OG. Now, when did it, so like in terms of finding out about the game, what was it for you? Was it a friend that played it? Was it Facebook advert?
Yeah, no, it was a friend. Friends, in fact, a group of friends had already started playing it. I kept getting these messages. You know, they'd forward something on Facebook, and I would click it away like it was just anything else, like I always do with game requests. And then I started getting messages like, "Why aren't you playing this game yet?" And I remember, in fact, so I downloaded the game, started playing. And you know, the weekly league, and it said rank 1, and I messaged back, "I'm already the best in the world. What are you talking about?" But no, it was that was the way. And then I started just enjoying it more and playing it more, and the rest is history, really.
It's interesting that. What do you think is the addictive side to it? Where is it, you know, why do people get hooked on this? Because I don't know what it is about the game.
The old days were different. There were things you could do in the olden days that you can't do now, like replay someone forever. You weren't limited to 3 games with someone on tour play. You could just rematch them forevermore. And all my life, the duels that you had with people where you would just rematch them and play the same person for an hour. I really enjoyed that. Really, really enjoyed that. And then you'd go on Golf Clash Elite and try and find. I remember when I went to try and find someone, and his name was John. And you only get the name of their account. So I was looking for a John, scrolling through hundreds and hundreds of Johns, looking for the picture on Facebook. John Ritchie, bless his heart. I love that boy. My first Golf Clash friend. And that was after an epic Tour 10, I think it was back then. And yeah, it was just very new to me, very different. Like I say, I've not been in the gaming community before. The whole Facebook side of things, being able to ask when you needed help, being able to help when you were able. I really enjoyed that.
Nice.
And still do, and still do. You know, that's why I've never played a game for 4 years as well. Probably never even played a game for 1 year. So you can see how the longevity of the game is there.
So how did you first find out about the game then? Was it like an advert that got you into it, or was it somebody that you knew that played, or what?
No, it was an advertisement on Facebook, and I played these little mobile games. You know, they'll pop up here and there, and you give them a try. They kept popping up this Golf Clash, and I would swipe by it and got no interest in playing that. And I think it was a literal relentless ad. Give it a try.
Yeah.
Give it a try. So I started that first one, and I smoked that first dude's butt, man. I tell you what, he didn't know what he was doing, and I whipped him. And I'm like, man, I'm good at this game. And then it got to that second girl, and I whooped her too. I mean, she didn't even stand a chance. And I'm a natural. I'm a natural. I'm just gonna keep on playing this game.
They're just reeling you in there, weren't they? You know.
And they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. I don't think there's anybody in Tour One that's an actual live opponent. I think they may be all bots.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And in terms of actual gameplay, when did you start playing Golf Clash, and how did you find out about the game to begin with?
Oh my gosh, I haven't. I probably haven't even been playing 2 years. And the funny thing is my wife got me onto the game. So she played the game for many, many months before I even gave it a crack.
Okay.
So she's the one who told me about it. She used to play. We used to be in clans together. And then, once I got really serious about the game, I kind of hijacked her account and started using it for tournament videos and things of that nature when she was starting to get a little bit bored of the game anyway. So,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Nice. So she doesn't play at all now then, so it's totally
Yeah,
you.
she's on the different mobile game. So
Yeah.
she's a big Scrabble player on her iPad
Oh,
now.
nice. And do you think she regrets getting you into it? Does Golf Clash kind of get in the way of your married life? Is it okay? Does she tolerate the hours needed?
I would say no. She's very happy on what it's done.
Yeah.
I would say for now, with the YouTube and stuff like that. Now, I would say at one point it was whenever I was in competitive clans and I was grinding and doing all the tournament stuff and YouTube stuff. But I've kicked that pretty much. Most of my grinding days are over now.
Yeah, about the same with me. Doesn't appeal to me now. I'm glad I did it for a while, but I don't miss it, shall we say. I don't miss it,
I discovered the game just sitting on my couch looking for something to do, bored out of my mind, right? I believe it was around the 8th or 9th of May in 2018. It was just before the Royal Open. I remember it because of the tournament and the title of the tournament. I remember the tournament got me intrigued with the game. Also remember the golf balls. When they sold the golf balls, I didn't buy any, but I remember seeing them being played, and I was like, ooh, what is that, right? And so that's kind of what got me into the game. I flapped, right? My first rookie tournament. My account was less than a week old, but that's my first memory of Golf Clash, right? It was the Royal Open, the balls, and flapping rookie in the tournament.
I mean, I've been playing Golf Clash for, I think, since maybe close to 2 years or so, roughly. I have never really taken the time to dial in on the date, but, I just got started watching Tommy and RJ and, all these amazing legends in this community. I'm a father of 4, married to a beautiful wife. I'm LPN, I'm a nurse, so I work with all the beautiful people everywhere, and, it's just an honor, a privilege to be a member of this community and to come here and hang out with you on your exceptional YouTube channel, sir. Thank you, Ben, for having me here.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated that you give up the time to take part. Now, in terms of Golf Clash, then, how did Golf Clash enter your life? How did that all happen?
It was at Christmas, and I was home with my family, and my sister was laughing at me because I had come across this, mobile game on the App Store. It might have been recommended, or my sister's friend, our old next door neighbor, was over visiting with my sister, and we were just kind of, the family was gathered, and she brought out this game, and I was playing it, and we were playing like these friendly type matches, like what hopefully we're gonna do, and I just had a lot of fun with the game, and then I got to a point where I watched somebody make an adjustment in the game where they turned their screen sideways, and they did this little thing where they moved it a little certain amount, and then they crushed me, and I was not having any of that. I've gamed for far too long, Ben, since like 1988, 88. So I got right on the old Google machine, and I looked up Golf Clash, and you know what happens when you look up Golf Clash on Google? You find Golf Clash Tommy. Rabbit hole.
Well, you know what? Consistency, and the thing is, you got this lovely game of Golf Clash to play. Now,
Yes.
when did you start playing the game, and how did that enter your life? Was it through Facebook or a friend or what?
You know what? I love puzzles of any sort. I love crosswords. I love Sudoku. And I used to sit down with a good old Sudoku book and a pen, not a pencil, and play Sudoku, right?
Yeah.
Well, then one day I found a Sudoku game app, right? So I downloaded the Sudoku app and played Sudoku like mad on my phone. Well, this ad kept coming up for this golf game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would just sit and watch it and ignore it, right? But then I realized that on the little ad, you could actually like play, right?
Okay.
This, like do a little, like a little test stroke or something, right?
Yeah.
So this ad came up, and I just played it for the heck of it because I was bored, and it was Golf Clash, right? And I'm like, well, this looks like it could be fun, right? So I downloaded it, and honestly, kind of the rest is history. And I want to say that was maybe in the summer of 2018, maybe August-ish, somewhere in there. And it was funny because when I first, I really don't know anything about golf. I watch, I'm a big sports fan, and I watch Tiger Woods and, all that on TV, and I actually don't mind watching golf on television, but I didn't know much about golf. And it said, and we've talked about this on Ian's channel, on his streams a couple of times, how, when you get on the green, it said nice on. And I thought, well, what a dumb thing is this, like some foreign, maker of the game? It should say nice one, right? Nice one. And I'm like, nice on, what is that, right? But then, lo and behold, they do mean to say nice on. But yeah, so then I just started playing the game, and then I believe I started playing right before Clans started.
Okay.
And then I got, and then it was not too long after that, that the clans were instituted, and I got into a clan, and, and met some people that way. But yeah, that's how just the long answer to how I discovered Golf Clash was playing Sudoku, actually, on my phone.
So then take me back to day one then. So your first ever encounter with Golf Clash, where and when?
First time I ever encountered Golf Clash, I don't remember how I downloaded it, but I found it.
Yeah.
I played a couple tour holes, and then I think I stopped playing it, and I entered in a tournament is when the next time I opened the app. So when I entered that tournament, I hit my tee shot and I went in the water, and I deleted it and didn't open it for like 3 months.
Okay.
So, after that, I think it was at Christmas that I opened it back up. I said, "Hey, Dad, check out this game." And he downloaded it, and then I started playing it more, and he got hooked.
Yeah.
And I suck at this time. He got extremely hooked on Golf Clash. And then I started playing it more and more. And then he was like, hey, check out this YouTuber, which was Golf Clash Tommy at the time.
Yeah.
And then I learned a couple things from him. And then just kind of took off from there.
So for me, it was I was in a hotel room in Shanghai.
Oh, wow.
Just kind of, in the middle of the day, waiting to kind of go and do the show at night, and just typical touring lifestyle. Really, you're in the middle of, in the depths of China, wondering what the hell you're going to do to fill 9 hours when, you can't really look at anything on the internet because of the government's censorship. You've got to have VPNs and all of that. So finally got onto Facebook. And there was a suggested game, and I downloaded it, played a few holes, and never ever put the app down, really. Which is rare for me, because I do play other mobile games, but they usually last maybe 2 or 3 months, and then I'd get bored or I'd find something else. But it's always been constant from then. God, I never thought I'd have 2 accounts, let alone 5. I never thought I'd be streaming it to an audience. It's totally weird. It's good. And now, in terms of Golf Clash, when did you start playing, and how did you first find out about the game?
Time just flies. How long has the game been around for? I feel like I was one of the first people to jump on the game, because I remember when I first started playing, there was a lot of features that are available now, like tournaments and things like that, that wasn't available back then. If the game's been around for about 4 or so years, I would like to say I've been playing it for about 4 years.
Yeah, I think that sounds right, because we did have the 4th anniversary tournament, didn't we, very recently?
Yeah,
so
we did.
I think you'd probably bang on there,
Yeah, it was, I was playing another game. I can't remember what it was. I got an ad, and, I liked what I saw in the ad, and I've never played a game this long, not a mobile game.
Exactly the same for me. It was a Facebook advert, and then and I've never ever found such longevity in a mobile game as I have with this. Some I've played for maybe 4 or 5 months, but never in terms of years.
Right, exactly.
When did you start playing the game, and how did you first kind of come across the game? Was it a Facebook advert, or did a friend recommend it, or what?
I am trying to remember. I know that this was shortly after I retired, and then I've since come out of retirement. But I was just scanning, looking for a game to play, because you can only play so much solitaire and word games where you really get bored with it. And I was looking for something kind of challenging, and I can't remember if somebody, I don't recall anybody actually saying, you should try this game or anything like that. I think I just came across it either on Facebook or maybe one of the ads in the solitaire or word games, I'm not sure. And I'm saying, well, I like golf. So I gave it a try, and I said, well, this is interesting. I think I came on shortly after they first started tournaments. I was like most people who start playing. I was a what do you call it? An eyeballer. We learned about the wind pushing us off our targets, and then we compensate. I didn't know anything about the ring system or anything. That came much later.
Same with me. Yeah, that was the same with me. I suddenly, I think I got to tour 5 or tour 6, and I kept thinking, why the hell are people zooming in on the bullseye? Is the app going wrong? What the hell are they looking at down there?
Screen sideways. Yeah. And what are they doing?
Yeah, it's what have they found something on the grass that they're looking at? Before we do that, in terms of the game itself, when did you start, playing Golf Clash, and how did you start to know about it? Was it an advert somewhere, or did somebody recommend it to you?
I started playing about 1.5 years or so ago, maybe a little bit more. And a buddy of mine told me about it. He said, hey, there's this golf game on Facebook you ought to try. And I went and looked for it and found it. And it was this Golf Clash game. And I downloaded and started playing a couple of those fake games that you play the robots in that I didn't know they were robots at the time. And then I saw a request come up that my buddy was asking to play a game, and I hit OK, and he took all my coins. So I said, this game sucks, so I deleted it and didn't play it again for probably 6 months, maybe up to about 10 months. I was on Facebook and something popped up saying Golf Clash, and I downloaded it again, so the game looks familiar. I'd forgotten all about it, and here I am today with 5 accounts and streaming YouTube with it.
It's a very addictive game, isn't it? Once you get stuck in. I mean, I've never played another mobile game as long as I've played this. It's just been quite different, really, for me. So, okay, and in terms of the gameplay, then, when did Golf Clash begin for you, and what led you to discovering this wonderful game of Golf Clash? How did it all start?
Well, I didn't really play games on my phone or anything, and I was having a hard time finding something to like occupy myself in between doing things. And I tried a bunch of other golf games, and I'd play like 1 or 2 things. I'm like, and I'd delete it, and I'd play another one. I didn't like it, and I'd delete it. And I found this one, and I got interested in it, and that's kind of what got me into playing this one. It was okay, and I liked playing it, and I enjoyed it, so I kind of stuck with the Golf Clash.
Nice. That's about the same with me, really. I think this is the game that I've played for the longest period. I've never had, I've had like crazes where I've played other games, but they've not lasted this long, So instead, I'm going to ask you about the beginnings of Golf Clash, Tommy. So when you started playing the game and how you actually got into streaming and creating the channel, how did all that come about, in the early days?
I would say luck. Like that's kind of, that's the short story. Like a lot of luck. I was, what can I say? We were at a birthday party for, what was it? My younger brother, my youngest of the 2 brothers that I do have, and my other brother was playing this game, this golf game on his phone, and he was playing all the time, and my mom got pissed off because she doesn't like to have the phones up when we are together, because then we don't talk and stuff like that, which is we all like that. But he was playing all the time, so I was watching, and I was basically looking to find something to do during the evenings at home, because I had Amelia, my daughter, basically full time. All but every other weekend she was at my place, and when she went to bed at 7:30 during the evenings, I had a gap of like 2, 3, 4 hours before I went to bed, and if I didn't want to gamble away my money on poker, I needed to find something else, and then I started to play the game. I just got hooked immediately, and I played loads. I played a lot in the, I probably played more in the start than what I do today. Got better, and then I got in contact with a couple of people in the community as I, wanted to share my thoughts and discuss and have some fun. So I was very active in Golf Clash Elite, and got pretty quickly invited to be a moderator and then an admin, and then eventually I got to run the group as the main man for a long time. And then there was 2 people especially that asked me if I couldn't show them how to play the game, because they wanted to get better, and I won a lot, and we're lucky in that regard to have a very good natural understanding of the game. So I think that was in May 2017, if I'm not mistaken. I made my first video on YouTube, basically just to show those 2 people, a couple of holes, a couple of shots, what I did, and then that got shared out to the community, and the request was, it was I cannot, it was so much, like people wanted to see this and that, and I remember the times where, when I did my first tournament breakdown, which today looks like absolute crap compared to what we do today in terms of quality, but people were, it was almost a panic if I didn't get a video out at the time that I normally did. And but that was how it started, at least, and it was but it was luck. If those two that still are friends with me today, if they wouldn't have asked me, I would never have done a YouTube channel, because for me that world, I was never there. You know, I didn't even have YouTube on my phone at that. So it was yeah, just luck.
Yeah.
Really.
And then obviously you've done countless streams ever since.
So I started playing Golf Clash in the summer of 2018. I saw a Facebook advert whilst watching the real golf, the Open, the British Open. Clicked on it and played, and was terrible, like most people are when they start. So that's how I got into the game, and for the first 3 months I was awful. Still am awful to some people. But yeah, it was strange. I remember seeing people turn their screen, which is obviously now ring adjustments, but I had no idea what they were doing. I think I even went as far as I used to build the bankroll up and then lose it all routinely, and get very frustrated. I even went down the free ads route to get 50 coins a time. So highly embarrassing, but yeah, that's when I started back in 2018.
I first discovered Golf Clash back in September, I think it was, of 2017. A few work colleagues were playing it, and having only ever played Tiger Woods on the PlayStation before, my interest was piqued by having a golf game that looked pretty decent and accessible for my phone that I could play at any time. Although I do shudder now at those early days, playing on an iPhone 6 and flapping at the first few tournaments I entered. Well, actually, I think it was more than the first few. At that stage, I didn't know anything about the Facebook community, and so was like a rabbit in the headlights and made many, many noob mistakes. It probably wasn't until about the March of the following year that I first found the likes of Zach, Tommy, RJ on YouTube. And soon after that, I was getting a much better understanding of the game fundamentals. And again, I think it was it September or October, the introduction of clans. And I was lucky enough to be put into United Delta for Season 1. And that, to me, was a game changer. With players like Ankit in the clan, it was soon clear that there were some awesome players about. Ankit was awesome then, and he's a beast now. We soon climbed up the leagues, which culminated in a C100 run, and those were great days. Many virtual friends made, and we stay in contact to this day with our own Delta messaging group. After Delta split up following some politics in the United family, I joined United Titans, who merged with United Tommy Guns, and a reincarnation of that was the Guns family. So yes, I've been in Guns since day one. Later on, I think it was about the September of 2019, I contracted pneumonia and was off work for quite some time. And being bored at home, as you do, I thought, let me try this streaming lark. So at first it was only for inter-clan friendlies, but it soon grew into more sort of tournament stuff. And I even remember getting a message from a Guns member, a certain young man called Mr. Ben Kennedy, and soon I had him as a guest on my channel, and there, the rest, as they say, is history.
Finally, please do leave me some comments. I'm going to ask you those questions as well. How did you find out about Golf Clash, and when did you start playing the game? Let me know in the comment section down below.